So why are turtles important to the ecosystem, to the marine ecosystem? Green turtles eating seagrass, they help maintain the seagrass beds by grazing them. And it's been shown that seagrass beds that are grazed by green turtles are more productive and healthier than those that are not, those that are left alone. And the seagrass beds are very important because they provide a breeding ground and a nursery for many of the fish that are commercially important here in the Maldives. So those juvenile fish stay in the seagrass and hide from their predators, and then once they're big enough, they go onto the reefs or the open ocean and become the fish that we eat here. Additionally, the unhatched eggs of all sea turtles provide nutrients for beach vegetation. So if the eggs are left in a nest, not all eggs will hatch and not all nests will hatch. So the eggs will eventually rot and provide some nutrients for vegetation growing on the beach. And vegetation is important for holding sand in place and preventing erosion. So if we take all the eggs from the nesting sea turtles, we're also taking away the beach vegetation and contributing to beach erosion. Hawksbills, they eat a lot of sponges. They can eat up to 1,000 kg of sponges a year. And sponges are the main competitors of corals on a reef. So without the hawksbills, the sponges can take over the reef, outcompete the corals, and they do not provide as much habitat for fish as corals do. Leatherbacks and loggerheads help control the population of jellyfish. You can see in the bottom photo, this is an explosion of jellyfish in Japan. So this is happening many places in the world. Sometimes here as well, we can see a lot of jellyfish washing up on the beach. There seems to be a bloom of them. So this may be partly due to declining turtle populations, which help control the jellyfish. Turtles are known as a keystone species, so this means they are really important for the ecosystem, and without them, the ecosystem will not operate as it should. So taking away turtles from the ecosystem will have devastating consequences. In terms of natural threats, adult sea turtles are pretty safe. They've got nice big armor on the back. They're pretty fast swimmers. Their only threats are big sharks, tiger sharks, or bull sharks. And when they're younger, possibly bigger fish as well, octopus. Of course, the hatchlings and the eggs are most at risk from predators. The eggs can be dug up by mammals on the beach or humans. The hatchlings, when they're running to the beach, are very much at risk, as you see, from crabs, from birds, from other animals on the beach. And then once they reach the ocean, of course, fish or sharks can prey on them as well. So the first 5 to 20 years are very precarious for the young turtles. However, there are a number of human threats or human-related threats to turtles. The first is the jewelry and souvenir industry. This used to be a really big industry here in the Maldives, mainly feeding Japan. So the hawksbill and the green turtle shell is used for tortoiseshell jewelry, mainly the hawksbill because of its beautiful mottled color, used to make bracelets, sunglasses, combs. So Japan was importing thousands of tons of this from the Maldives up until the 1990s. This is now banned worldwide, but Japanese, they do have a stockpile of this, and there's still, of course, a black market, as there are for many animal products. The next is egg and meat poaching. So many places in the world, it's illegal to take eggs and meat, and including here in the Maldives, it is illegal to take turtles. It is illegal to take them for meat. However, it still happens, and when it happens against the law, this is known as poaching. Again, it can be feeding the black market, or it can be happening openly. So this is a major threat worldwide to turtles. Next, we have nesting disturbances and beach development. So if a female turtle goes back to her nesting beach 20 or 30 years later, she finds a resort, or maybe she finds a seawall where her beach used to be, she can become confused. She has to find another place to nest, and she may lose her eggs for that year. Additionally, when hatchlings emerge, if there's a lot of activity on the beach, a lot of humans nearby, if they have pet dogs or cats, they can contribute to the mortality of turtles as well. And also artificial lighting is a very big problem for both nesting turtles and hatchlings. So hatchlings navigate to the water because normally the brightest light in nature at night is the reflection of the moon on the water. So they'll run towards there and they'll go to the safety of the open ocean. But if there's a hotel or cars behind the beach, they may run that way by accident and end up somewhere where they shouldn't be. Drowning in fishing nets, fishing lines, and other marine debris. Turtles, of course, have to come to the surface to breathe, so if they're tangled underwater, they can only hold their breath for a few tens of minutes. So this is very dangerous for any animal that breathes from the surface. The number one turtle we find associated with marine debris here is the olive ridley turtle, becoming tangled in discarded fishing nets. Swallowing plastic, so plastic bags are especially a problem. Leatherbacks and loggerheads like to eat jellyfish, and if you see a plastic bag floating in the water, that looks an awful lot like a jellyfish. And for a turtle that doesn't know what a plastic bag is, it might consume it and may get caught in the throat and he may choke and drown. So this is the contents of a green turtle's stomach, so you can see it's eaten some plastic, even a plastic spoon. Diseases from pollution. These are like tumors growing on the skin of turtle. This isn't so common here in the Maldives. You don't see this very often, but it does happen elsewhere in the world, especially in the Atlantic and the Caribbean. And it's thought to be due to runoff from urban areas, which are causing these tumors from the herpes virus growing on the turtles. Bycatch, so this means being caught accidentally in a fishery. This is especially a problem in long lining. On the top picture there, where boats set kilometers of line and hooks, and they catch a huge amount of species accidentally. So not only turtles, but sharks and other animals that they aren't targeting. And if they don't get to those animals soon enough, of course, they will drown and die. So the long lining and the tuna fishery, especially in the Mediterranean, has a huge rate of bycatch. And finally, the pet trade. So this is a popular one here in the Maldives. People like to keep turtles as pets, and I'll speak more about that a little bit later.